guys, so today I have a new video for you, and it's going to be another one of the reading to you videos. I made one of these a little while ago, and it actually got quite a lot of views. I mean, at least for like my channel. I know that I actually only started the channel like a few months ago, so obviously I'm not a popular channel. I think I only have 1 subscriber at this point. But that video actually got, I think, about 35 or something views, and that's a lot more than the other videos that I posted. It is like twice as much as other videos that I post. So yeah, I thought that it might be a video that people are interested in watching, so that's why I wanted to do it again. So this time I'm actually reading a text that I also have to read for school, so it's again something school related. And this is a text about like robots. So it is titled Iron Man, an inside look at the epic struggle to build a robot that looks like us. And it is written by Lev Grossman. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. It says actually by Lev Grossman / Pensacola FLA. I don't know. Was that lost? Is that like a city? I don't really know. Might be. I think that it's like a city, and then FLA stands for a state in America, but I don't really know what state it would be. Because I'm not American, so I don't know all the American states. Is it Florida? I don't really know. I don't know the abbreviations of all the states, so yeah. But that has a photo here of the robot, and it says baby steps. A robot practices walking across rough terrain at the Institute for Human and Machine Cognition in Pensacola. So Pensacola is apparently the city, and then FLA I think it's Florida, so I don't really know. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what it says on this first page, and then it actually just is a text like this, and it does have a few pages to it. It actually has 4 pages. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be longer than the previous video or shorter. I don't really know, but yeah. I hope that you guys will find it relaxing, and yeah. It's again just something for school, so it might not be the most interesting text to read, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm just gonna start right now, and yeah. Let me correct an impression you may have. Robots are pretty much idiots. They can't do very much, and they do it with a slowness that would try the patience of a saint who is also an elephant. Samuel Beckett would have made a good roboticist. It is a science of boredom, disappointment, and despair. I am observing all this at close range in a windowless flare house in Pensacola, FLA, belonging to the Florida Institute for Human and Machine Cognition. So it is actually in Florida. IHMC for short, a pleasantly interdisciplinary non-profit research institution that is affiliated with several universities that beholden to none. Its focus is on developing machines that extend and enhance human physical and mental abilities. Exoskeletons for the paralyzed would be one example. Much of the warehouse is taken up with the kind of crude open-plan office you might expect at a struggling internet startup. Wooden trestle tables crowded with computers and monitors and other techno detritus. Lots of whiteboards, lots of beards, not a lot of women. But one side of the warehouse has been cordoned off and cleared of furniture. It contains, among other things, a car, a freestanding plywood wall with a circular valve handle set in it, some simulated rubble and debris, a door that goes nowhere, and a robot. The robot has no name. It has 2 skeletal arms and 2 skinny skeletal legs. It is roughly the size and shape of a human being, or if you like, the flesh Terminator, but only roughly. It's top heavy, it has an absurdly dainty waist, but it's justy, and wears a massive backpack containing a huge battery. It has long gorilla-like arms that ended in 3-fingered clamps, tubes snake in and out and through its body, hydraulics, electric cables, cooling fluids, is not powered on, the robot can't stand up by itself, so it spends most of its time dangling from a harness about a foot off the floor, with the sheepish air of a skydiver whose parachute has gotten caught in a tree. The robot was designed with a specific purpose in mind. On April 10, 2012, DARPA Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which runs the Department of Defense high-tech moonshots, launched a robot building competition. The robots were to be humanoid and designed for rescue operations in disaster areas that might be hazardous to humans, like the ruined Fukushima nuclear reactors. They would be optimized for mobility, dexterity, strength, endurance, and something called supervised autonomy. The price, millions of dollars of development money. Okay, I'm actually gonna put on some lip balm right now because my lips are very dry. I'm just gonna be using this lapel lip balm. It's like a cherry lip balm. Yeah. It's not sponsored or anything, for what it's worth, thinking that maybe, but obviously not sponsored, but I'm just gonna put that on a little bit because my lips are like feeling very dry, so yeah. Okay. So I think I was here. The DARPA Robotics Challenge held its semifinals a year and a half ago at the NASCAR Speedway near Miami. 16 teams entered, representing a who's who of technological powerhouses from the public and private sectors, including MIT, Carnegie Mellon, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and Lockheed Martin. The robots were judged on their ability to perform 8 tasks, including driving a vehicle, climbing a ladder, crossing a debris field, and using a drill to make a hole in a wall. For each task, the robots were allotted 30 minutes. The winner, with a score of 27 out of a possible 32, was a boxy, long-limbed android made by a startup called Shaft, which came out of the robotics lab at the University of Tokyo. It had recently been acquired by Google, following by Siemens Shaft withdrew from the rest of the competition to focus on developing a commercial product. Also, presumably, it no longer needed money from DARPA. The second place finisher with 20 points and a special commendations for opening doors and drilling through walls was the robot from the Florida Institute for Human and Machine Cognition. On June 5th, it will compete in the 5th finals at a fairground outside Los Angeles for $3.5 million in prize money. DARPA has held contests like this before, with excellent and arguably world-changing results. The precursor for the DARPA Robotics Challenge, constantly invoked on all sides, is the DARPA Grand Challenge of 2004, which was intended to encourage innovation in self-driving cars. The Grand Challenge was a triumph in the long term and a disaster in the short term. 15 driverless cars lined up to navigate a 142-mile, 29 kilometers. Okay, wow, that was bad. Course in the Mojave Desert, with the winner getting $1 million. 2 teams quit before the race even started. 1 car flipped over at the starting line. The most successful vehicle, fielded by Carnegie Mellon, made it 7 miles, 11 kilometers, before it got hopelessly stuck on a rock. There are no winners. On the basis of that, it would have been ludicrous to conclude that self-driving cars were a technical dead end. But DARPA doubled and then tripled down with a challenge in 2005 and another in 2007. Now, a decade after that unpromising start, self-driving cars are considered practically a done deal. Google's fleet of autonomous Lexus SUVs collectively drives about 10,000 miles, 16,100 kilometers a week. Its own homebred prototype self-driving cars will debut on public roads in Mountain View, California this summer. Car makers like General Motors and Mercedes-Benz, as well as startups like Uber, are also seriously exploring self-driving vehicles. If humanoid robots follow the timeline of the Grand Challenge or anything like it, we would be living and working alongside our mechanical doppelgangers inside of 15 years. is an unpromising structure on an otherwise undistinguished street corner, next door to a home healthcare service. From the outside, it is not obviously associated in any way with bleeding-edge mad science. Nobody answered the door when I arrived, but a rear door turned out to be unlocked. Inside, engineers milled around quietly in front of a wall of screens, 5 TVs and 8 monitors that showed the robot from various points of view. The world from the robot's point of view, the outputs are very censored and lines of rapidly scrolling code. A couple of robo-pros orbited the office on ripsticks. This team, with a few additions and subtractions, has been working together for 2 years. The people who kicked off the robotics program here have always had... Oh, I hope that wasn't too loud. Their background in walking and bipedal robots and humanoids and stuff like that, says Doc Stefan, an engineer at IHMC. The DARPA Robotics Challenge is the biggest thing to happen research-wise in humanoid robotics in a long time. It was a no-brainer if you wanted to be relevant in the field and do cutting-edge cool stuff in that area. This was the thing to go out for. The IHMC's robot, its physical frame at least, was not actually made in Florida or even by the IHMC. Like 6 other teams coming into the finals, the IHMC, that's a hard to pronounce, elected not to build its own hardware, but insisted to use off-the-shelf robotic gases, I don't know how to say that, called Atlas, which is made by a company called Boston Dynamics. Like Shaft, Boston Dynamics is now owned by Google. The search giant bought it in late 2013. An Atlas robot is 6 feet 2 inches, 190 centimeters tall, weighs 386 pounds, 175 kilos, and costs over $1 million. In the case of the IHMC's robot, its weird sensor-studded head was made by yet another company, Pittsburgh-based Carnegie Robotics. What made the IHMC's robot different from the others, and on evidence better, it's software that tells it how to walk and how to balance and interpret the world around it. The primary source of this software expertise is Jerry Pratt, a soft-spoken, soft-shouldered engineer who leads the DARPA Robotics Challenge team at the IHMC. As an undergraduate, Pratt double majored in computer science and mechanical engineering at MIT. Robotics seemed like a natural way to combine the two. He's been making robots that walk for about 20 years, starting when he was a graduate student, and he's genuinely acknowledged to be among the world's expert on the subject. When I visited the IHMC, there were 47 days to go before the finals. A countdown was posted on the wall, and the robot was nowhere near ready. DARPA had upped the ante considerably since the semifinals. Whereas in the semis, the robots were allowed to be tethered by cables. In the finals, they will have to be freestanding. That means no safety lines to catch your robot if it falls over. Any 386-pound robot falls hard. No wonder, no power cables. All power will now have to come from on board, hence the massive backpack battery. No data lines. All communications between team and robot will be wireless. And to simulate the tester area conditions, those wireless connections will occasionally be disrupted or severed entirely, leaving the robot to fend for itself. We're going to assume that the disaster had screwed up the communications, says Gil Pratt, who runs the robotic challenge for DARPA. Gil is no relation to Jerry, though as it happens, he was Jerry's PhD supervisor at MIT. The world of human robots is a small one. A great example of that is what happened on September 11, where things of the infrastructure of the buildings themselves, and because of the tremendous overload of first responders and all of the civilians population trying to talk at the same time, it was very difficult for any kind of message to get through. The format will change too. The big difference is last time we did all the tasks individually, says Matt Johnson, who came to the IHMC after an earlier career flying helicopters for the Navy. This time, it's all tasks sequentially. You have to step from desk to desk to desk. A typical task took up to 30 minutes last time. This time, you have 1 hour to do all the tasks. Plus, things went so well at the semifinals that DARPA decided to let a whole flood of new teams enter, 14 of them, including 2 from Germany, 3 from South Korea, 1 from China, and 5 from Japan. The new requirements meant that the robot had to be re-engineered to be wireless, so in November the team sent it back to Boston Dynamics to be completely rebuilt from the shins up, as one engineer put it. Now Pratt & Johnson and their team are working on getting their refurbished, upgraded, newly wireless robot properly calibrated. It's pretty much all the growing pains that come with a new robot, Stefan says. Things break, decisions have to be reconsidered, except on a way shorter timescale. The pressure has been intense in that regard. The upgrade took 2 weeks longer than expected, so they're under the gun. According to the master schedule, which takes the form of a large Excel document prominently displayed on one wall. The project for the other day is arm tuning. Robots are really bad with awareness, Johnson explains. Everybody knows where their hands are. In fact, you can close your eyes and still know where they are. Robots don't get that for free, so you have to build awareness of where the body is. And what that involves is knowing where every single joint in the robot is. In essence, the robot is relearning to read the sensors on its joints and to figure out from the data where its arms and hands are. The process is glacial. It's a good thing robots don't get bored because things break constantly. The lighter cuts out, the radio cuts out, it's dropping med packets, somebody says, meaning that data is getting lost somewhere between the operators and the robot. Someone else murmurs darkly about leaking hydraulic fluid. It's the sort of process that would lend itself well to timeless photography. At this stage, the team's attitude towards the robot is a notch or 2 less than entirely affectionate. They treat it like some combination of mental patient, helpless child, and truculent prisoner. I keep calling the robot he, but the handlers always refer to it as it. He/it stands with its legs slightly bent. It can straighten them and lock its knees the way a person would. Seven explains, the short version is, when the knees are perfectly straight in the underlying math, you end up having to figure out how to avoid dividing by 0. I can't quite tell if he's joking or not. It's an uncanny presence. It moves more or less like a human being, but then it will have an abrupt bodily full body spasm, freeze in some unintentionally funny pose, and fall over. Its predictability makes it dangerous to be around, and the team tends to stay out of its area unless absolutely necessary. Atlas is very strong, Stefan says. I wouldn't say it is necessary a very safe robot to be close to. An arm flung out, you could definitely hurt somebody. The engineers have a long PVC pipe with a boxing glove stuck on the end that they use for poking the robot cautiously from a safe distance. They also keep a handy device that looks like a flashlight with a big button on the end, a kill switch. As they shake out procedure to make sure everything is going as planned, the robot is going to try turning the valve. This challenge was directly inspired by a valve in the Fukushima nuclear plant. One screen shows the output from the robot's lidar sensor, and you can see the robot's focusing on the circular valve handle. To the robot, the world appears to be made out of clouds of tiny data points, like swarms of bees, displayed in blazing green false colors. Different colors indicates different distances, and overlaid with circular floating arcs and circles that show the movements of its arms and hands. After 15 tense minutes of preliminary adjustments, the robot suddenly snaps and starts flinging its arms madly back and forth. The effect isn't words away from the robot, all lost in space, waving its arms and saying, "Does not compute." The tantrum gets more and more violent until it finally knocks over a table, backhanded, and has to be shut down and hoisted back into its tree. There's a chorus of ironic laughs and cheers. Work stops for 2 hours as engineers pore over code and sensor logs. The schedule is stretched. I asked Johnson if he can think of a single realistic depiction of a robot in a movie. No, he says, it would be too boring. One small step. The most feared of all the challenges in the finals is the car. Not so much the driving of it as the getting out of it. The team refers to it as the Agros. In the semi-finals in 2013, the IHMC team has made a strategic decision that the robot wasn't going to drive the car at all. It was too hard and too risky and not worth enough points. But to contend for first place in the finals, they're pretty sure that the robot will have to at least attempt all the tasks. It's just a really challenging thing to get a robot that barely fits into a vehicle to get out of it. Johnson says, it's sort of like a very heavy elderly person who is legally blind trying to get out of a car. To make what matters worse, the Agros is one of the first things the robot has to do. Atlas currently cannot survive a fall unless it happens to land just right. Gary Brett says, we drive and we go to get out of the car. The robot falls and breaks and that's it for the weekend because it can't be fixed. There's a real chance they would exit the competition with a score of exactly 1 point. Keep in mind, this is a car that doesn't even have doors. It's a good example for how the things you think would be easy for a robot can actually turn out to be very, very hard. Another one would be the simple act of walking. Bipedal robots fall down a lot, so walking and balancing we take it for granted, but it's not that easy to describe mathematically. Stefan says it's something that we as humans do subconsciously, so to try and understand it and formalize it and then tell something else how to do it, it's not necessarily easy, which raises a question. If it takes so much backbreaking math, why teach a robot to walk at all? It's a basic requirement at a DARPA challenge and a staple of science fiction, but when you think of it, why bother? Predator drones don't walk, Roombas don't walk, R2D2 doesn't walk. The attachment to legs and really the human form at all seems a little old-fashioned, even at the physic. The surface of the earth is a challenging enough environment for a robot as it is. Why not just put wheels on the robot and call it a day? That way it wouldn't fall over all the time. Plus you wouldn't have to teach it to get in and out of cars because it would basically be a car. Why even make a robot look like a human? This is not an uncontroversial topic in the world of robotics. The conventional argument in favor of humanoid robots is that they're better at operating in environments that are built by and for humans. Doorways have a certain width. Door handles have a certain height. The steering wheel on cars is in a certain place. The pedals are in a certain place. Gilbreth says all of the things are built for their own form. If you want a machine to adapt it, that makes lots of sense. But there's room for disagreement on this store. Colin Engel is one of the world's foremost robotics and is CEO of iRobot, a prominent supplier of robots on the military. It also makes Roomba. One thing iRobot doesn't make is humanoid robots. Walking robots aren't particularly practical, Engel says. He prefers wheels or even tank-style tracks. As examples, he gives iRobot's Cobra and Backbot robots, which are marketed to military and civil defense agencies. They can run upstairs at 5 to 10 miles per hour. They don't have to step, and you can drop them off the second story of buildings and they'll survive. They're designed to operate in human-style spaces, but they're radically simpler solutions than legs. He supports competitions like the robotics challenge as a way to simulate innovation, but he points out that when Fukushima happened, there were in fact rescue robots already available. They just didn't look like people. When push came to shove a few years back, when the world needed a robot to go inside a reactor and help figure out how to shut it down, the robot that went in had tracks. There are good arguments on both sides. Jerry Pratt is eloquent on the topic of the human body's exceptional mobility and its ultimate superiority to other forms in dealing with rough terrain. Humans and primates are just so good at getting places. He says you can crawl under a table, get on top of it, move the table, you can climb over a garbage can, you can squeeze between objects. Imagine a door that's wedged so it can only open about 10 inches. A human can get through that, no problem. The dimensions of a human are just really well suited for mobility through a really challenging environment. Though, if there's one thing everyone agrees on, it's that walking robots aren't anywhere near ready for the field yet. Hence the DARPA challenge. Another issue that gets debated a lot in the robotics world is autonomy. Exactly how much independence should robots have? We think of robots that look like humans as thinking like humans do, but for the majority of the DARPA challenge, they're actually being operated remotely by people. The IHMC robot has 4 computers on board, 1 for low-level functions and 3 to handle high-level operations like analyzing sensor data, but mostly they just keep it standing upright and oriented in the world. In terms of where it goes and what it does, it's largely being driven the way you drive a remote-controlled car. In spirit, at least the DARPA challenge encourages what it calls dust-level autonomy. Once a robot is where it needs to be, you tell it open a door or turn a valve, and it then does the actual job all by itself. There's one reason communication with human operators in the finals will be intermittent. Robots that can fly solo when they have the will, when they have to will, have an advantage. Gilbreth compares the operated robot partnership to that between a coach and a quarterback. The machine only occasionally leans what the supervisor's intent is, and the human only occasionally learns about what the situation is like on the other side. As far as Johnson is concerned, complete autonomy in robots is not only overrated, it's not even necessary, desirable. It's unlikely robots will ever get to a point where total unsupervised independence is a good idea. Even if they're still capable and do everything, there's always going to be something you want to talk about to get the job done properly, Johnson argues. The domains we're looking at for robotics, space exploration, do you really not want human involvement in that? Disaster response, military operations. You better want human involvement in that. So to try to design stuff to eliminate humans is a fallacy. After all, it's really a good idea to give even human beings total autonomy. IHMC founder and CEO Ken Ford likes to say, autonomous is not what you want, not even in people. He says autonomous people are the ones we have to integrate. Because if you're fully autonomous and you don't play well with others, that's usually a bad sign. Feel better. One of the key differences between human and robots and driverless cars is that everybody knows what driverless cars are for. It's not as clear what the market for robots like Atlas is. Everybody's watching Google, which spearheaded self-driving cars, and we just rolled up at least a dozen promising robotic companies in the past 2 years. But nobody has any idea yet, literally none, what its plans are. Though Google did file a patent in March for a robot that can change its personality to suit different circumstances. Gilbreth suggests healthcare and elder care as possible practical applications. Jerry Brett thinks a bit bigger, long term. And who knows if it's going to be 10 or 15 or 200 years. I think the big commercial application is in a person's home, emptying the dishwasher, doing laundry. He's bullish on the robotic exploration and colonization of Mars, but he acknowledges that there's a lot of problems that to be solved before then. The balance problem, the cost problem, the safety problem, and of course, before we can have robot butlers or nurses or first responders or interplanetary colonists, the IHMC robot is going to have to figure out how to turn that valve handle. 24 hours after its stable wrecking loss in space tantrum, it's back in action. It paces towards the valve handle, bent-legged, cautious and intense, like an entomologist who has spotted a rare butterfly. It reaches out a claw and stops and is overcome with a Parkinson's-like tremor. Reboot. After half an hour, it manages to put one hand on the valve, then it freezes again. It may have overheated. There's talk of an air bubble in the hydraulic line. Reboot. On the next try, it comes in more slowly, swaying from side to side like a canny boxer. The robot reaches out, concentrating furiously, touches the handle, grips it, and slowly, deliberately rotates it 360 degrees, a quarter turn at a time. There is no cheering. The engineers continue to mill around. Summer recaps an April Fool's joke from a Linux mailing list. The robot lets go of the handle and starts trembling So that was the whole text. I hope you guys liked this video. I also hope that you couldn't hear too many background noises because I could hear like cars driving by and I could like hear the ice cream van, so I hope that it wasn't too loud. I hope that you guys couldn't hear it too much. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it relaxing. I hope that yeah, it was relaxing. And if you're going to bed, then